Ever feel like you're meant for something bigger, but your days look exactly the same? Like you've got all these dreams in your head, but somehow you still end up doom scrolling at midnight, half-dressed, surrounded by snack wrappers? If that's you, welcome to the club. And buckle up, because this video might just change your life. Let me be real with you. There's this weird space a lot of us live in, where we're super ambitious, but also kinda lazy. Not don't want anything from life, lazy, more like mentally exhausted, stuck in quicksand, overthinking every move kinda lazy. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there too. You wake up with ideas buzzing in your head. I could start that thing today. I should finally change my situation. But then, boom, it's suddenly 6 p.m. You've barely moved, maybe scrolled a bit, watched a few videos, felt guilty about it, and then you do it all over again tomorrow. But here's the scary truth nobody tells you. The clock is ticking, and nothing's changing. Let's do some quick math. There are 365 days in a year. That's 8,760 hours. Now subtract 8 hours of sleep, 2 hours on your phone, work hours, the commute, meals, Netflix. What's left? According to a study by Rescue Time, the average person gets just 2 hours and 48 minutes of productive time per day. And that's not even focus time. That's just did something kind of useful. Which means most people are giving less than 20% of their day to the life they actually want. And they wonder why things feel stuck. Let me paint a picture for you. You're 22, fresh out of school, maybe working a job you don't love. Now fast forward 5 years. You're still there, same job, maybe a couple of raises if you're lucky, maybe a fancy title on LinkedIn that sounds cool, but doesn't move your bank account or your soul. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, wages have stagnated for over 30 years for most working-class Americans. Meanwhile, housing, food, healthcare, all going up. So it's no surprise that 63% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And here's the kicker. The more you earn, the more you spend. So even when your income goes up, your savings don't. That's the flatline trap. Life just kind of coasts. Not horrible, not amazing, just meh. You start thinking, maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I don't have what it takes. But here's the truth no one told you in school. You're not lazy. You're trapped in a system designed to keep you stuck. Let's be real. You were never taught how to build a life. You were taught how to be useful to someone else. School taught you algebra and the mitochondria, but nobody taught you how to build wealth, how to manage your energy, how to take smart risks and actually design a life that excites you. You were handed a rule book written by people who don't even follow their own rules. So, let's break this down. I call it the 5-stage escape plan. Your path from stuck to unstoppable. And stage 1 is where most people spend their entire lives. Stage 1, stagnation. This is survival mode. You wake up, hit snooze 3 times, go to work, get through it, crash, repeat. You're not failing, but you're definitely not living. This is the stage where your brain goes, I should start that thing. But your body says, maybe after one more YouTube video. This is where dreams don't die in a fireball. They die slowly, quietly, from delay. Here's why. Right now, the U.S. national debt is over $36 trillion. What does that mean for you? It means the system thrives on you living paycheck to paycheck, on you being in debt, on you renting instead of owning. Global trends are shifting toward what they call the Great Reset. If you've heard the phrase, you will own nothing and be happy, that's not just a meme. That was literally part of the WEF's agenda. It's about removing ownership from individuals and centralizing it. Homes, rented cars, leased subscriptions, forever. And the lie that money doesn't buy happiness? Yeah, that was cooked up by people who already have money. Because guess what? Money equals options. Options equals freedom. Freedom equals happiness. So, what do? You start small. Not with a billion-dollar idea, but with awareness. Track your spending, literally every dollar. Cut one luxury. Automate even the tiniest savings. You wouldn't play a video game and forget to save your progress, right? So why treat your finances like a one-life challenge? This is where you plant the seed for something bigger. Stage 2. Ignition. Now things start to shift. You're still in the trenches, but now you've got a spark. Maybe you're watching content like this and feeling a fire light up in your gut. But heads up, you're also about to hit resistance. First, your circle. You'll notice something weird when you start to change. Your friends might get uncomfortable. You tell them you're building something new, they'll hit you with the classic, "You've changed?" Yes, yes you have. And you should. Because people don't resist your progress. They resist what it reminds them they're not doing. According to Harvard research, your social circle can directly affect your income, ambition, and even your health outcomes. Which means, if your crew spends every weekend partying and scrolling, you're probably not going to become the next millionaire monk. Let's talk about the silent killer, inflation. Right now, inflation's floating around 3 to 5%, depending on where you live. That means your $1 today will only buy 70 cents worth of stuff in 10 years. So yeah, that money sitting safe in your bank account, it's quietly shrinking. Here's an example. If you've got $5,000 saved today, and inflation is just 2.5% per year, in 20 years, that $5,000 will only be worth about $3,000 in purchasing power. Meanwhile, if you invested that same $5,000 into an index fund earning a 7% average annual return, it could grow to over $20,000 even after adjusting for inflation. That's the power of compounding. It's how the rich stay rich. No, I'm not telling you to become some Wall Street wizard overnight, but I am telling you, it's time to start learning the game. Even investing just $2 a day adds up. Here's your challenge. Download an investing app. Set up a recurring deposit, even just a few bucks. Spend 10 minutes a week learning where it's going. We're not after perfection, we're after momentum. This is the part where most people click off. But not you. You're different. So if this is hitting home, do me a favor. Smash that like button so YouTube knows this kind of content matters, and hit subscribe if you want to keep learning how to build a life on your terms. Stage 3. Acceleration. Okay, so you've escaped the lazy but ambitious trap. You're saving. You're investing a bit. You're even brushing off those shady, "bro, just chill tonight" texts from old friends. But here's the truth. What got you here won't get you there. This is where the real game begins. The acceleration phase. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about going beast mode and burning out. It's about building smart systems that create momentum and keep you from falling back into stage 1. And it all starts with what I call the 3 C's: cash flow, connections, confidence. Let's break them down. Cash flow, the lifeblood. Let me ask you something real quick. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long would you last? If your answer is not long, that's okay. You're not alone. But it also means you're depending on one stream to survive, and that's risky. You need cash flow, money that's not just dripping in but moving through your life. According to a 2023 Go Banking Rate study, 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. That's terrifying. Because the second life punches you in the gut. Medical bill, car repair, job loss, it's game over. But here's the twist. You don't need to build Amazon. You need to build a cash machine. That could be a service-based hustle, freelance writing, editing, marketing, VA work, selling digital products, teaching skills you already have. Pick one thing that makes you money fast. Not passive income, active income. Money buys you time, and time buys you freedom. Connections, the people around you. Look, I get it. You want to go solo. You've been burned. You've seen fake support, maybe even mockery. But here's the reality. You grow faster when you're surrounded by people who've been where you want to go. According to Harvard's Grant study, the longest-running study on happiness, relationships are the #1 predictor of long-term fulfillment and success, not just romantic ones. Connections that challenge you, elevate you, and call you out when you're slipping. Reach out. Send that DM comment on that post. Start small, but start somewhere. There's no such thing as self-made. Everyone gets a hand at some point, The key is to be in the room when it happens. You know what separates the ones who make it from the ones who almost did? Confidence, not arrogance, not pretending. I'm talking about the quiet belief that you can figure it out, even if you don't have all the answers yet. The people who win big? They move before they feel ready. But what if I fail? Cool. So what? Fail forward. Then try again, smarter. Start that project. Post that content. Send that pitch. Charge that price. Your future isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for proof. Stage 4. Expansion. All right, so now you're moving. Money's flowing. You're connected. You've got your swagger back. Next up, expansion. This is where your moves start multiplying. It's not about working more. It's about working smarter. Now we build wealth. Assets versus liabilities. Here's the game. Assets. Things that put money into your pocket. Liabilities equals things that take money out. Simple, right? But here's where most people fumble. They buy liabilities thinking they're assets. That new car? Looks nice. Loses 30% of its value the second you drive it. Big house? Congrats. Now you're paying interest, insurance, and maintenance forever. Meanwhile, the quiet people? They're stacking. Rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, index funds, businesses, skills they can sell over and over again. They're not chasing dopamine. They're chasing freedom. And here's the cold truth. Wealthy people don't work for money. They make money work for them. Let's talk about the most slept-on superpower in the world. Compound growth. If you invest just $10 per day into an index fund earning an average of 7% annually, here's what happens. In 10 years, approximately $52,000. In 20 years, $154,000. In 30 years, $335,000 from $10 a day. That's a fancy Starbucks order. And that's not even factoring in dividends, tax strategies, or reinvestments. The sooner you start, the stronger the snowball. At this stage, you've got options. 2 big strategies. 1. Diversification. You spread your investments across different asset classes. Real estate, stocks, skills, side hustles. Less risky, slower, but more stable. 2. High conviction plays. You double down on one thing you know deeply. A business, a brand, a product. More risk, but potentially 10x returns. Pick your poison. If you're new, diversify. Once you know the game, bet on your strengths. Remember, expansion isn't about showing off. It's about buying back your time, your energy, and your choices. Stage 5. Mastery. Now here's the stage most people dream about, but almost no one reaches. This is financial freedom. Your assets pay your bills. Your time is your own. Your inbox can't tell you what to do anymore. But here's the twist. Mastery isn't about money. It's about what you do with it. Redefining success. You made it. You climbed out of the pit, scaled the mountain, and planted your flag. So what now? Chase more money? Buy shinier stuff? Or build something bigger than you? This is where you mentor, give back, and multiply impact. Look at the GOATs. Warren Buffett plans to donate 99% of his wealth. Oprah invests millions in education and health programs. Jay-Z teaches financial literacy to underprivileged communities. Why? Because once your cup overflows, the goal is to start pouring into others. Legacy mode, your final stage. Legacy isn't about being famous. It's about being remembered. Did you help people rise with you? Did you leave tools behind for someone else to win faster? Did you create something that outlives your timeline? Whether you're 25 or 55, this is the stage you should aim for, even if it takes decades to reach. Because let's be honest, success is renting yachts. Legacy is building bridges. So, my friend, here's the part where we pause and zoom out. You've just walked through stagnation, the trap ignition, the spark, acceleration, the leap expansion, the multiplication mastery, the legacy. Now the big question, where are you right now? And more importantly, where do you want to be 12 months from now? Drop it in the comments. Be real. Own it. Let's be each other's accountability squad. If this video made you think, I needed this, then don't just move on to the next dopamine hit. Subscribe. Share it with a friend who needs a wake-up call. Watch the next video to keep the momentum going, because your life won't change from motivation. It'll change from motion. I'll see you in the next one.